So this is for if you are following me and you want to have your own firewood source and you are trying to or thinking about getting a wood stove and or a fireplace. Before I even get to the actual wood and what you need as far as to start cutting wood, you want to make sure that you have your wood stove or fireplace installed properly, the proper setup as far as the shield for any type of heat. If you're in a house, you want to use double wall chimney pipe and stove pipe. And you want to make sure that it's sealed with high temperature silicone because there's rain and it comes through the roof if you don't have the chimney sealed properly. So you want to make sure those are taken care of, and as well as make sure when you monitor the rain that you don't have any leaks, because ultimately you're creating another problem while all while trying to deal with the problem of having sustainable renewable heat from wood. So now that I got that out the way, you are thinking about, like I said, getting into getting your own fireplace or wood stove, right? So you can buy wood, but obviously you're trying to save money, right? So you naturally, most people are going to try to source their own wood. So once you get to that point where you're sourcing your own wood, here's some things that I want to tell you that no one really told me. Okay, you need a few things to start. Okay, what I started with my first year was just basically a wedge in that green axe that's kind of beat up in the middle, and I used that, and I had a lot of problems with that because it's just not that good. Okay, ultimately, what you need is, I would say, I call it the three amigos. You need at least a wedge, which is this black tool here to the far left, which this kind of looks just like this looks just kind of like a wedge, like kind of like a big minus sign. You're gonna use that to basically hammer down on it to break the wood and split it for like big hardwoods and stuff like that, to kind of get it started to get it split. Um, because a lot of times the axe does not get the penetrate big thick logs and stuff like that. So you want to get some type of wedge. Ideally, if you can, try getting a wedge not just with that's just kind of straight. Get the one, it's a wedge that has it's kind of like a spiral. Those are really good at splitting wood and getting into even wood that has knots. Sometimes wood has spirals in it and knots, and it's hard to penetrate. So yeah, you want to first get a wedge. A wedge is like $10. You can, if you got any type of like hardware store, Harbor Freight, you get one. I got the black wedge from Harbor Freight for like $10. The actual axe, you can get any type of standard axe. You can I would say get something that's kind of has some weight to it. The more the better. From my research, my limited research, some of the best axe are called Fisker axe. It's Fisker. They it might be AR, but those are very very good axes. This axe that I have is just some type of plastic concoction that I bought from the local Menards. It's a Master Force. I mean, it works good with kind of wet woods that are kind of maybe even they have some type of rot in it. The third tool that I just recently purchased and I'm raving, I love it. It's called a maul. I had no idea. I'm over 40 years old. I've never heard of a mall. The only mall that I know is where you go and it's a whole bunch of stores and you go shopping, right? Well, there's another word and it's a type of axe that's I call it a shotgun. I call it my shotgun because my regular axe I still use it, but it's like kind of like just a regular pistol. But this maul that's to the right, it's a 8-pound husky maul, and on the other side of it, it has a hammer that is actually a demolition tool as well. You can break through walls and use it as a house demolition tool as well. But this thing, man, it chops wood with impunity, and normally it takes me about 30 minutes to chop wood. This one, once I got this maul, it takes me about 10 minutes and I got a big wood pile enough for the night, and that's all from basically just using the maul mostly, and it just basically chops the wood a lot faster, a lot easier than the regular standard axe that I have in the middle with the green handle. And I mean, there probably are some better mauls that you can get. The Fisker also makes a pretty good maul that I've been hearing a lot of people talk about. But the Husky 8-pounder that I have, I actually absolutely love it. I ideally wanted to get a log splitter because a log splitter just makes the job a whole lot easier. I mean, if you get electric log splitter, it basically splits the wood. You don't have to worry about getting any type of blisters on your finger or exerting any type of force. It does basically most of the work for you, and you can kind of get a nice little wood pile after a couple hours work or an hour or two worth of work every day or a couple times a week. You can just get to the point where ideally what you want to do is start storing wood. So what ultimately you do is by storing wood, you actually have wood that you don't use until the next year, so you can get to where the wood starts drying up, getting seasoned, so it can be very optimal for burn. And it will basically you could light a match, a couple kindling wood, like this bucket to the right here. That's where I put all my wood pieces that I use for kindling. Well, if you got a nice bucket or a supply of kindling wood that's really really dry, you basically set it on top of the big wood pieces, and it lights up and it burns the whole all of the wood. And mainly when you start out, you're not going to have any dry wood. You're going to have mostly wet wood. Mostly what I work with is wet wood, and I do have to use sometimes I have to use fire bricks or wood kindling that's already dry from the store, and it helps to get the fire started because wet wood is just just using it for as you go, and like I say, once you get to the point where you can start storing wood, you can actually get enough supply to where you don't have to use it till next year, and you can actually just kind of rotate out a wood supply source to where you have years of wood supply that you don't touch and till the following year. And ideally that's like how kind of like a circle of life of your wood would be, to where even you can get to the point where you can start selling wood and you don't want to sell any wet wood. That'll be a fast way to get a lot of complaints, because ideally when you go buy wood, the wood is already dry and it's already seasoned to where it burns fast, and it's dry, and it's going to do the job. So basically, all of these tools, the wedge, like I said, costs about $10. The axe was about $30, and the maul was a little under $40. I got the maul from Home Depot. So like I say, definitely you want to get a maul. You don't want to just go with the standard axe. You want to get the maul because it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a lot easier and faster, and you're gonna get things done. For $100, you can get all three of these. A little bit less than $100 actually. Probably about $80. You can get all three, and basically, that's just the start. If you got the money, you could go with a log splitter, and it's entry level prices about anywhere from $200 to, I would say, $500 for entry level log splitter. It's a big investment, but depending on how long you're trying to use wood, and it could work out for you better. That is actually what I'm trying to get, is a log splitter, a manual. I mean, actually a machine log splitter. So that's something that you can try. Once you get, maybe after some time. But basically, hopefully, this will help you solve your, kind of get you started, and get you chopping wood.